We are back with the Ferrari 412 build. If you guys watched our first episode with this car, we showed you around the new build and actually took it for a little drive. Today we are going to be doing the first step to any build, which of course is to take the old engine out. Martin actually wanted to do this part by himself instead of having, of course, Ferrari Steve do it because Martin wants to better understand this car before he really starts to actually do the work on it, and there's no better way to do that than to take it all apart. So I'll let Martin explain a little bit about the first steps to getting this engine out. Let's get right to it.
Today I'm going to be taking this car apart and trying to get familiarized with this frame and the platform. And as you can see, this engine bay has a lot of stuff crammed in. Basically, I'm just going to start pulling stuff apart from the top and probably do the fuel drain plug so we can drain all the fuel out and all the fluids. We'll do that and we'll show you that in a second. And that's how we're going to start. You guys may notice that I'm cutting these exhausts off. Everything is welded, so I'm just cutting in sections. These are slip fitted, but they put welds right here and there. If you look at this, it's all welded. Somebody MIG welded it. Didn't really take into consideration to take it apart later. So now with the main part of the exhaust system off, Martin's going to go ahead and pull the headers off of this car. Now the headers, because this is a V12, of course, there are 6 on each side. And the back 3 are a group of 3, and the front 3 are a group of 3. So you'll have to take the back 3 off first, then the front 3 on both sides. So Martin has got 3 of 4 headers out. You guys look up in here. This last header, it is the front header on the driver's side. Just being a little bit of a pain in the ass. It is running into the frame rail here and doesn't seem to want to jimmy on out. Well, I'm not going to worry about this header right now because we basically have to, disassemble everything. And all we need to do is lift the engine up a little bit in order to get the header out. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm going to move on to removing the front bumper, start draining the fluids, and unbolt more stuff. So it's the day 2 of taking this engine apart. I just drained the oil, and next thing I'm gonna do is drain the oil cooler. looks like a charcoal canister, but
I don't know.
No.
Kind of a weird spot for a circle canister to be if that's what it is.
No, what's crazy is, see, it looks like a muffler or something.
I don't know what that thing is. I know somebody that does know.
I believe that's an air filter, but it's not. I don't know what it is.
We have stumped Ferrari Steve.
No, you have not stumped Ferrari Steve. What it comes down to is a lot of these cars have aftermarket smog equipment, and this is like a charcoal canister, charcoal filter of some sort.
No idea.
I don't think.
So Steve has worked on this car many times, and he told us that we have to kind of work our way back out. So we got the diff out, as you can see, and if you see this spline clamp, basically you have two nuts like this clamping it, and same thing is up here. So we're gonna put the gear in neutral, spin this shaft, and get the nuts loosened so we can take this whole torque tube out so we can get to the transmission.
The next day.
Is it heavy? And there we go. 412 torque tube.
Totally tubulated.
So we're back, day 3 of taking this car apart, and Martin is currently taking some of the transmission stuff off. The goal is to try and separate the engine and transmission to make the, taking the engine out process a bit easier. Having to try and pull the engine and transmission together out over the front hood would be a bit harder. And by front hood, I mean like this section right here. It's about a foot or so of the front bumper that does not come off. So we got to pull the engine out over that, and it'll be a lot easier with the transmission off.
Oh, yeah, you just wiggling it.
And there is the Turbo 400 GM transmission in a Ferrari for assembly agreed. I remember this bolt pattern. That's an American bolt pattern right there. LA.
So it's about time to go ahead and pull this engine out. We've got the forklift with our little engine pulling attachment. And we've got the engine. Martin right now is taking off part of the throttle. And we're going to try and hook the chain onto the back of the engine and then one onto the front, right here.
We're finally able to do this. We weren't able to do this a little while ago because we were both hangry.
We did have to eat lunch, that is
We
true.
had to eat lunch. We were hungry.
Now that we've got the transmission off, you guys can see down in there, it'll be a lot easier to pull this engine out, but we still have to clear this. This part of the front bumper, front fascia area does not come off. It's all one piece. So we have to take the engine out with that there.
Who's forklifting?
Well, Martin's our forklift certified driver. What are you talking about?
Martin's forklifting?
Oh yeah, Martin's forklift
Okay.
certified.
Get the hook over here. Right about there. Right the back of that second oil filter.
Forklift certified here.
Up.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, you're good. Bring it forward.
more. Okay,
Come
stop
down.
Up. Up.
Okay, you got tension.
Slowly up. Up. Okay, now you need to very slightly back up.
Back up.
Back up very little.
Back up a little.
Back up just a little bit, about 2 inches. Okay, that's enough. Okay, now we're gonna go up about 1.5 inches. Up. Okay, no more than that. Okay, now we're gonna back up again.
Back up a little bit.
Back up. Okay. Okay. Now hold on just a second. All right, up a little bit. Okay. Up about 5 inches. Okay, a little more. A little more up. Okay, now you're gonna back up no more than 2 inches.
Right.
About 2 inches. 1 more inch. Okay, that's good. Okay, now you're gonna go up probably about 15 inches straight up. Straight up. Straight up, keep going. Nice and smooth, straight up.
Everything's clear in the back.
Straight up, keep going.
Keep going.
Okay, now you're gonna slowly back up.
Slowly backing up.
Okay, start going down. Down. Down, 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 down,
Then
down.
back up more.
Huh?
Then back up more.
You can back up a little
You're fine.
bit.
We
You're
back
clear.
up a little bit just so you're not worried about it. Alright, that's good. There's your engine.
So here is the front frame with no engine in it. Of course, this is going to require heavy modification, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
I don't think it's going to be that bad, to be honest with you. Now that I'm kind of looking at it, I think we can probably just modify the shit out of this.
So there is the original engine in all of its glory. 4.9 liter V12.
One of the things that I always liked when I used to service these, this is the actual intake plenum right here. And so the actual valve cover for the exhaust cams has 6 ports in the actual cover. And inside of this here, this is like basically a cylinder that runs down this whole length. And there's 6 cute little air belts. The actual 365 GTC4 is the same thing, where it's a 4-cam engine and then has the intakes in the actual exhaust cam cover or valve cover. That idea is actually not exactly the same, but is really similar to how the 2-valve Lamborghini engines work, where they actually have the intake in the top of the head rather than in the V. I can't say that I love this engine, but I can tell you that I think this engine would make a lot more power than it actually made in this car. That unfortunately, the injection technology that was available when this car was built kind of limited how much power.
Now that we've got the original engine out of the car, it is time to reveal the brand new engine that we are putting into this car. For us, picking the correct engine was really important for this project. And with this being a Ferrari, it was Enzo himself who said, "I don't sell cars, I sell engines. The cars I throw in for free because something has to hold the engines." And because of that and who Enzo was, there was no way we were going to put something other than a Ferrari engine in this car. It just felt wrong to us to put something else in it. So then it was deciding what Ferrari engine was the best Ferrari engine for our project. Should we use one of the modern V8 turbo that's in the F8 or the 488? Should we use a little bit older of a V8, such as the 430 engine that's a little bit more brash and harsh? Or should we keep this car a V12 and put a newer Ferrari V12 in it? And for us and for our client, there was no way we were going to replace the final Colombo V12 with something other than a newer V12. So without further ado, here is our new engine. This is a 2020 Ferrari 812 Superfast engine. It is a 6.5 liter V12. It spins to 9,000 RPM and makes 789 horsepower naturally aspirated.
Aside from the fact that this one definitely is going to have more power, I believe it's probably going to be a fair amount lighter. But one of the things that I like the most about it is it has such a small, compact rear and flywheel area that even though the engine itself is actually a wider degree engine, the engine itself is so much more compact. So I think when we put this together, instead of looking like a city like this car did, when you open the engine compartment, it literally just looks like a city. I think this car is going to look really, really cute and simple and special.
So that is our 812 Superfast engine. I'm really excited to see this engine go into the car. I'm really excited to hear what it's going to sound like, of course. Should sound absolutely wild. And the extra 400 horsepower is going to be just ridiculous in this car. So I'm really excited for that. For today, we are going to go ahead and throw both of the engines on the scales and kind of see a weight difference. It should be really interesting to see how much lighter the new engine is. So we're going to get the scales set up and weigh the old engine first, take that off, and then weigh the new engine. This is our scale setup. These are our actual corner balancing scales. You can see we got the pallet on there and then got this zeroed out.
Yeah, 620 pounds.
So to give the 412 the best chances of being as accurate as possible, we've got an AC compressor. This is the starter motor and the alternator that actually go with this engine. This AC compressor is just a different one, but we'll use one that's similar. And we've got a dry sump tank here, not the one we're going to use, but
it's from a Huracan because they're pieces of shit and they always blow up.
Yeah, that. So that's just a dry sump tank. And we are at 478 pounds, which is 150 pounds lighter.
150.
So that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know, do you think we made the right choice for the engine for this project? And if not, what engine would you have used? In the next episode, we are going to be mating the engine to the transmission. Definitely excited to show you guys the transmission we have for this car, and we'll see you then.